What's going on YouTube? ArcGen Gaming here, and welcome to a new series, a new style of content that I'm going to start doing, where I just keep yapping. It's called ArcGen Yaps a Lot, and this is literally just all it is. I'm going to be talking about a specific topic or a specific top 10, and in these new episodes you guys are going to be able to see whether or not I have good ideas, bad ideas. Some of my hot takes are good or bad, and you can roast me in the comments. Just please comment, please subscribe, and please like the video. This first one is going to be a little bit of a fun one. So the first one we have today is why Cap couldn't wield Mjolnir in Age of Ultron. Now, this has been a topic that a lot of people have been talking about for a while, and the reason why is because no one really knows why. You know, a lot of people just were kind of like, okay, that's cool, it was a little teaser, but nerds like myself speculate, right? And so we're thinking, okay, what happened? You know, what's the purpose? Why did they give us an entire like story plot and just completely like not tell us why? And I think I know why. So if we recall back to Thor, the first movie Thor, the reason he could not wield Mjolnir and he was cast out is because he wasn't worthy. Now, a lot of people have been speculating on what actually makes you worthy. I think what makes you worthy is that you're supposed to be a king, right? So in Thor, the reason he gets casted out is because he's too free thinking, right? He's so free thinking that he literally can't go a day without causing some type of trouble because he's just too arrogant, and that's why, right? So he goes to Earth and he learns the value of human life and mortal life and responsibility, right? He didn't have any responsibility until he went to Earth, and then he got responsibility, and then he learned his lesson, right? So when you think about that, and he's like, well, Cap has that like from day one. Why doesn't he have the ability to wield the hammer? And I thought a lot about this, and a lot of theories were like, oh, well, it's because he was keeping secret that Bucky was alive, or that he was having to deal with Hydra, and, you know, all these different theories that were going on. And a lot of them seemed okay, but they weren't right. And I found out why. And it's because they don't realize that Cap was just out from learning Bucky was alive. He was just out of the ice, and he gets put into S.H.I.E.L.D., which is basically the government again. And so he goes from following orders to following orders again. Bro's a soldier. He's a good little soldier boy. He's not free thinking. So I think, personally, that the reason he could not wield Mjolnir in Age of Ultron is because he wasn't free thinking enough how to be free thinking in Civil War. Because in Civil War, they had the Sokovia Accords. He had to go against direct orders, which he's basically never done, and completely rewrite how he believes and thinks just because he knows that what he's saying is right. And that is his whole goal. And then it gets to Infinity War, and he's having to deal with the fact that he's now a nomad. So I think from Civil War, he was able to wield Mjolnir. And that's why. And so my brother believes that Mjolnir works as a all or nothing. So he doesn't fully believe in what I was saying. He thinks that just because they were at a party, Cap didn't want to show off. And so he just creaked the hammer a little bit and then put it down and pretended like he couldn't wield it. But in the initial creak, he learned, okay, I can lift it. But I think, no, there was too much force with it. You can't fake that much force, and especially when your hands are sliding down the hammer, you really can't say, oh, that's not real. He was just faking it. So I think personally that that is a wrong thought. It's a good thought, but it's a wrong thought because I don't think it is all or nothing, because Thor was completely unresponsible, and he needed to learn how to be responsible. And I think Cap was right there. He had everything he needed, but because he was so conflicted about where he needs to get his orders from, whether it's from Shield or whether it's from himself, he wasn't sure. And so that's what caused it to be like that. The reason he could not wield the hammer is because he was a good little soldier boy following orders, and he had to learn how to be free thinking like Thor. Now, a little side note is that I also think that Tony could have wielded the hammer in Endgame when he did his final goodbye. Because in Endgame, Tony snaps his fingers, and in that moment, he sacrifices his life. He learns responsibility and humility. And I think that he, in that moment, was able to wield Mjolnir because he learned the exact same thing that Thor was taught in the first Thor movie. And that is it. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, oh, well, he could have probably just not felt like he was worthy. I don't think that's it either, because Thor had constantly felt like he was unworthy in Infinity War and Endgame. And the way he knew that he was worthy was calling for Mjolnir, and that's why he was always worthy, because he learned then how responsibility works. So that is it. That's what I think. If you guys don't agree with me, that's fine. Type in the comments what you truly think happened. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.